Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. And in fact, today's topic is critical to business, often not discussed much, but I think it will be an interesting one for all of us since it's around AI, building AI infrastructure that actually works. I'm Manish Singh, Director of Marketing, and joining me is Krishna, our VP of AI and Data at Quinnox. Great to have you here, Krishna.
Thanks, Manish. Always exciting to talk, especially with something which is at a core for any successful AI initiatives.
So, Krishna, you have worked with several enterprises which are building AI ecosystem from ground up. What's the biggest misconception you have seen?
The biggest one that that AI success is only dependent on the models that you build. Not exactly. It also depends very largely on the infrastructure which allows these models to run, scale them, and evolve as well. And without that, even the best of algorithms, best of models will not survive the real world pressures.
So, okay, so let's start there. I think interesting thing, AI infrastructure. What are we really talking about over here? Since everyone, keeps, coming across these words, I think it's one important area to focus on.
Yeah. It's everything which connects data, the intelligence, the delivery of into one single ecosystem. Your data pipelines, where your source data comes in, the compute resources, the model lifecycle tools, governance frameworks, the various collaboration layers. Think of it as a runway for your AI journey or AI dreams, without which you can't actually take off.
I like that actually, the runway of your AI dreams. I'm sure people who are listening to us will actually relate to it. So it's not just about hardware or cloud. It's the framework that makes AI scalable, secure, and sustainable, I would say.
Absolutely. And that's where most organizations actually fall short. They focus on the isolated tools rather than, a unified system. That fragmentation actually becomes a bottleneck when you try to operationalize your AI as well.
Okay. So why do you think this happens so often? Um, we have seen organizations investing heavily in AI tools, and you will keep hearing about a lot of these prospects and even customers. In fact, in different forums, we have come across this that people still struggle to scale AI.
Yeah.
What's the background to it, if you can help us?
See, yes, you're absolutely right. And that's basically because they are optimizing for projects, not necessarily platforms. Building one model is easy, but how do you scale hundreds of these models responsibly and ethically as well? And that's where the challenge is. Infrastructure is what bridges that gap. It ensures performance, the compliance, the governance part of it, while also enabling teams to innovate much faster.
So can I say it's not just technical decision, right? It's more of a strategic approach, strategic one, I would say rather.
Absolutely, completely agree with you. It is strategic. Your infrastructure actually decides your AI velocity. It's what it that's what determines whether you can go from a prototype to production in weeks rather than stuck up in pilots for months and years.
So I think now people who have joined us, they would have got the idea why AI infrastructure, that word is so critical for the entire strategic approach when you're building the AI infrastructure. But more importantly, let's get into the core of today's discussion. I would say the five things that every organization should consider when building their AI infrastructure.
Sure. Let's take it step by step. Okay, the first one is your readiness. Assess your readiness, right? You need to know where you are currently, the maturity across your data, the technology, and the talent. Many organizations rush into AI without understanding their foundations, whether their foundations can support it. The second is your building scalable, designing and building scalable architectures. Don't build for today's needs, build for tomorrow's demand. And AI workloads are evolving so very fast, so your architecture must be able to handle that growth very seamlessly. So what works for five models today must be working for 50 or more tomorrow. Okay. The
Yeah.
third key part is your automating your data pipelines. Again, we spoke data is your key for any successful AI initiative. The faster and cleaner your data flows, the faster and better your models learn. The fourth key aspect is your model lifecycle management. And now, deployment is just one beginning. It's just the beginning part of it. The real success comes from tracking, retraining, and optimizing these models over a period of time. And the fifth is the monitor scale and the governance part of it. This is where which actually makes or breaks the whole program. And without a proper governance, your AI may work, but it may not work right.
Interesting. So again, for the audience, the five things that you have spoken about, I'll just summarize it. The first one is to assess your readiness. I think that's the most important part. Second is design scalable architecture. Third is automate your data pipelines.
Yeah.
Fourth is enable model lifecycle management. And the fifth one that you have mentioned is monitor, scale, govern responsibly. I think that's the fifth layer, but I think one of the most critical layer. I love that, the overall progression that you've spoken about. It's like moving from foundation to flight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm guessing it's not always too easy for any organization to get it right. You need uh, a lot of strategic approach. You need right set of people who understand this. It will take months sometime and sometime years, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, absolutely. And most enterprises underestimate how complex and cross-functional this really is. You need collaboration between your data teams, your DevOps teams, the business users, and that alignment doesn't happen naturally, right? So that's yeah, it's absolutely critical. Yeah.
Again, even if you align and maintain the ecosystem, it can get resource heavy and time consuming if we understand right from what we have seen from our prospects and industry peers.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's why we say building AI infrastructure from scratch isn't just a technology challenge; it's an orchestration challenge. Yes.
And I think that's where I think our own innovation hub, through which you have built Quinnox AI Studio, comes into the picture. I think it helps organizations skip the overall waiting time, the heavy lifting that they have to do. It's something that all of us have worked together, mostly you and your entire team, and that's where we see a lot of success coming out of it. Uh, and if you look at it, we have taken care of the plumbing so enterprises can focus on progress. I would say. I think that's where the agenda lies for the organization.
Absolutely, yes. And Quinnox AI Studio, it gives organizations pre-configured, scalable environments for data processing, model training, inferencing, and all ready to go. You don't need to spend months setting it up. You can start building from day one.
And what about teams? If I have to ask you, that are just getting started with AI? Do they need deep AI skills? How do you manage that? If you can just give an example also over there.
Yeah. So as part of the AI studio, we bring in AI squads. Look at AI squads as group of experts. Bringing in a cumulative of 300 hours of years of experience across predictive modeling, Gen AI deployment, who will guide you at every step, right from ideation to operationalization.
Interesting. And I love the use case library and prioritization tool inside QA Studio.
Yeah.
It helps business identify the right AI opportunities, I can say, based on feasibility and impact. I don't think so. There is any guesswork that is required because the kind of effort that you guys have already put in to build this QA Studio, the foundation for it. I'm sure a lot of our customers are already gaining momentum through this particular program, this particular studio, rather, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. And adding to that is synthetic data generation capabilities where you can train models even when real world data is a limitation. It's fast, it's ethical, cost efficient. Especially when you see in industries like, in fact, data quality is a problem for multiple industries. And if you go to specific industries like financial services, they have constraints around personal information protection, PII related data as well. And that's where synthetic data plays a big role.
So interestingly, QA Studio is the cockpit of your AI journey, I would say, for all the organization, equipped, guided, and ready to fly, I would say.
Nicely put, Manish. And that's precisely the vision. How do you give wings to your AI dreams with speed, with governance, ethically, and scalably, and which enterprises need?
So again, Krishna, I think you have focused on those main five pillars which people are actually looking at for them to scale up, more importantly, their AI journey. I think it's important for them. But again, since we have to wrap up, before we wrap up this particular session, if you had to summarize it, what's the message you would like to leave with the audience? And do you want to share something else beyond what we have discussed specifically on QAI Studio?
Sure. I think most important thing is that the AI success doesn't start with the models. It starts with a foundation that you build it on. Infrastructure is your enabler. And with the Quinnox AI Studio, we have made the foundation intelligent, automated, and outcome driven. So you can focus on innovation and not just configuration part of it. So besides a whole lot of things that the Quinnox AI Studio brings in, it addresses the most fundamental and foundational layer, which is the infrastructure part of it.
I think that's beautifully set across for the audience, Krishna, to understand how exactly QA Studio can come and accelerate their AI journey. And again, I think we should connect more on this for our audience, for the AI community to come in and understand how exactly you and your team can help at from Quinox's perspective. And thank you everyone for joining us today and engaging with us on this conversation. And if you're ready to give wings to your AI ambitions, I would say, reach out to us. We are here to help you out to accelerate your AI journey, specifically Krishna and his team on the QAI Studio front. Um, I would like to say again, we will host these kind of sessions for you. If there is anything interesting or any conversation that you would like to have with our team members, please do reach out to us. And till then, we'll say goodbye. Thank you, Krishna, again for your time and everyone.
Thank you,
Have a good
Manish.
day.